Imagine finding a letter so fragile it crumbles when touched. A letter written by a woman who was never meant to be remembered. A woman locked behind stone walls, yet writing to someone she loved more than her own salvation. Today, I'm going to show you those letters. Real words, real emotions, from medieval nuns who dared to love, even when love was forbidden. For centuries, the biggest problem with understanding the lives of medieval nuns is that their voices were silenced by time, by the church, by shame. Their diaries burned, their letters hidden. But historians have uncovered fragments, surviving notes, personal confessions, and secret correspondences. Today, we bring those voices back. We translate the letters. We explain their context. We restore what history erased. Our story begins in a convent on the edge of 12th century France. The world outside was filled with war, politics, betrayal. But inside these walls lived women who fought a very different battle. The battle between duty and desire, soul and body, God and the human heart. The first letter is a confession from a nun named Agnes, written to her confessor. "Father, I beg forgiveness for the thoughts that visit me at night. They burn me more fiercely than any fire of hell. I dream of the man whose voice comforts me more than prayers." This wasn't just guilt, this was longing. Agnes had fallen in love with the very man meant to guide her soul. Historically, this wasn't rare. Confessors visited convents weekly, and emotional attachment was almost inevitable. Agnes' letter shows a woman torn apart, not by sin, but by the unbearable loneliness of cloistered life. The second letter comes from Beatrice, a nun who wrote secretly to a young nobleman she once knew before she took her vows. "Do you think of me still? I feel your absence like a hand around my throat. The convent bells ring, but they do not quiet my heart." Beatrice never sent the letters. She hid them in the lining of her habit, where they were found centuries later during restoration work. Her words are raw, unfiltered, painfully human. Beatrice's letters reveal a truth we often forget. Many nuns were placed in convents against their will, political decisions, family expectations, financial constraints. Her love wasn't sinful. It was stolen. This one is different. A letter written to a nun, anonymously. "Your voice during prayer moves me more than any sermon. Forgive my boldness, but I am struck as if by lightning when I hear you." We still don't know who wrote it. A young monk? A nobleman attending Mass? A lay brother working the gardens? But it shows something remarkable. Even cloistered women, unseen and unreachable, could inspire deep admiration. This letter reminds us that desire isn't limited by walls or vows. Sometimes beauty, grace, or kindness leaves an imprint stronger than physical presence. It humanizes medieval convents, not as cold prisons, but as spaces full of complex emotional lives. The final letter we read isn't signed. It was found tucked into a psalter. "I have loved you in silence, and that love will follow me into the grave. I ask only that you remember me when the bells ring." These are not the words of a sinner. These are the words of a woman who felt deeply, quietly, courageously, in a world that told her she was not allowed to feel it all. When we read these letters, we don't just uncover history. We restore humanity. We give voice to women whose hearts beat just like ours. Women who loved, who longed, who grieved, who hoped. Their letters survive by miracle. Their stories survive because we read them. And as long as we keep telling them, those hearts will never be forgotten.